No matter where you are from, your dreams are valid. The distance between your dreams and reality is called action. A dream doesn't become reality through imagination. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. Don't just wish and dream. Take actions to make it happen. This is what we are here for. Avenue 2021 is organized with the vision to empower and facilitate students to navigate their future and make their dreams real. Avenue 2021 holds significant prominence this year as it is for the very first time that we go global and have student participation not only from the local Indian schools in the Sultanate of Oman but also have students participating from schools and boards across the globe. Avenir is a platform where students will be empowered to confidently make wise career decisions, which is crucial in guiding and shaping the future of the youth. A very good morning, everyone. We wholeheartedly welcome dignitaries from the Ministry of Education, Honorable Chairman, Board of Directors, Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, and other esteemed members of the Board of Directors, distinguished officials from CBSE, acclaimed guests from the Indian Embassy, President, Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir Management Committee, and other respected members of the committees of all the participating schools, all principals, vice principals, heads of various departments, coordinators, teachers, parents, and all the enthusiastic aspirants. We cordially welcome distinguished members of the business community and members of the education cell. A very warm welcome to all present here virtually with us for this session, the last day of Avenir 2021. Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir is the proud torchbearer of this mega event under the auspices of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman. Each day, we have a special gemstone as a theme. The white pearl on this last day of Avenir 2021 is associated with existential intelligence, the sensitivity and capacity to tackle deep questions about human existence makes one a successful scientist, philosopher, and theologian. Welcome all once again.
Your hosts for this morning are Manat Baga of Class 8 and Joe Daniel of Class 9 from Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir. Dear audience, it is our pleasure and privilege to have you all here with us on this journey of transforming your dreams into reality. Dear participants, you are requested to fill in the feedback form, which will be posted in the description box towards the end of this session. Filling this form is necessary as it would fetch you a participation certificate. Attendees, you are also requested to post your queries in the chat box. It would be answered addressed by our distinguished guests during the Q&A session. Today, we are honored to have with us an eminent representative, Ms. Victoria McInerney from the University of Otago, New Zealand, who would discuss the pathways of to numerous programs and courses the university offers. The University of Otago is a public university based in Dunedin, Otago, New Zealand. As New Zealand's first university, founded in 1869, the University of Otago has earned an international reputation for the excellence in research and teaching. It is ranked in the top 1% of universities on the QS World Rankings and offers over 200 undergraduate and postgraduate programs across business, health science, humanities, and science subjects. The academic staff profile is diverse and truly world-class, with one of the highest proportion of internationally trained academic staff in the world, helping students to build up a global perspective and foster international collaborations. Our esteemed speaker, Ms. Victoria McInerney, will inform us of everything we need to know about the university and its courses. Before I hand over the virtual platform to our acclaimed speaker, let us watch a video about the University of Otago.
नमस्ते, मैं खुशबू, मैं इंडिया के बहुत ही छोटे शहर सिरसा से बिलोंग करती हूँ। एंड मैं यहाँ हूँ ओटागो यूनिवर्सिटी में फोरेंसिक एनालिटिकल साइंस पढ़ने के लिए. When I came here, I was so surprised because this was more than I expected. People were so nice, people were so helpful. Even though we are not native people, still they were so kind to us. And even the teachers, they are so encouraging. Whenever we find some difficulty, it's so easy to approach them. When I have any query, I just post it on the university website, and next morning I just get the answers. So it's so good because I don't have to wait for anyone. So the most exciting thing when we are studying here is the practical part. The labs runs for about 3 or 4 hours, and trust me, that's not a burden. We enjoy ourselves in that period of time. In here, people from any country, even they are from India, they'll communicate in English, which is a good factor actually, because that's building up my communication skills. That's again a good factor which leads to employability in here. It's more than studying here. If you are studying in Otago, that means you're living the content, and that's a big thing. You should consider Otago, and for me it's number one, so think before you go anywhere else.
That was indeed a splendid video. Now I call upon our guest speaker for this session, Miss Victoria McInerney from the University of Otago. Over to you, ma'am, for your presentation.
Tēnā koutou katoa, or good morning, everyone. What I just said was in Māori, which is one of the 3 official languages in New Zealand. English, which all our education system is taught in, from primary, high school and university, but we're also very proud to have Te Reo, our native language, as our official language, and also sign language in New Zealand. Just bear with me. I'm just going to share my screen with you all now. So hopefully you can see my screen, and it should say an introduction to Otago. I will just make it a slideshow. There we go. And I know I've only got 20 minutes, and boy, can I talk. So I'm just going to pop the old timer on so that you've got a lot of time also to ask me questions, and I'd love to answer them. So first of all, I'm going to tell you a little bit about where we are located in New Zealand, and also the New Zealand education system, and then we'll go into the University of Otago. So we're located in the South Island of New Zealand. New Zealand is made up of 2 main islands, and the 2 gateways into New Zealand, if you're travelling internationally, are in Auckland and also Christchurch in the South Island. Dunedin, where the main campus of Otago is it's about 500 kilometres south of Dunedin. So you would either fly into Auckland and then fly down to Dunedin, about an hour 45, or you can fly via Singapore into Christchurch and then transfer 40 minutes to Dunedin. One of the wonderful things about studying in New Zealand that you might not know is we've got 8 government universities, and all government universities are in the top 3% in the world. New Zealand university degrees are based on the British model, but they're very flexible degrees. And every New Zealand qualification is recognised and respected globally. New Zealand was the first country in the world to have the Code of Pastoral Care for international students, which means that you are a guest in our country and you are supported, and we advocate on your behalf. When you complete a general degree or any bachelor undergraduate degree, you will then be entitled to apply for a 3-year post-study work visa, and that's an open work visa. The minimum wage in New Zealand is $20 per hour, and with your student visa, you're allowed to work 20 hours part-time while you're studying. And then when it's holidays and the university's not in session, you can work full-time, 40 hours a week. The University of Otago has campuses in Dunedin, Christchurch, Wellington and Auckland, but your first year will always be in the Dunedin campus. Dunedin, the name Dunedin is Gaelic for Edinburgh. And we're one of the oldest cities in New Zealand. Our esteemed host before did explain that we are New Zealand's oldest university and we're over 150 years old. This is because gold was discovered in central Otago, which the university is named after the region, and people from all over the world travelled to Dunedin by ship in those days to find their wealth, to find their gold. So this became the largest city in New Zealand, and our Scottish forefathers knew how important education was. So they established Otago based on the University of Glasgow. These days, all the head offices, of course, have moved up to Auckland, and Wellington is our capital, and we've been left with a true educational city. It's a student city. 130,000 people live in Dunedin, but 20,000 students fly, drive to live and study on and in the campus, and it's a city campus. Very similar to like St Andrews in the UK or Durham University, or in the States, our sister university is say like University of Colorado Boulder. So it's a true student city. We're also very proud that we're the UNESCO City of Literature, which means that we have art festivals, fringe festivals, we have Fashion ID Week, we have food and wine and international food festivals. So there's a lot going on in the city, and because it's a very youthful city, it attracts a lot of international acts too, pre-COVID times of course, because right now our New Zealand borders are closed to visitors, international visitors, and to international students, but I'll talk a little bit about that a little later. This is the overview of the city, and as you can see on the right hand side is our university, and it goes 1.5 kilometres into the central city. We've got beautiful beaches, we've got public buses, but most of the students all live on and around the campus within 1.5 kilometres, and everyone can easily walk everywhere. And this is my beautiful university. New Zealand is currently 9 hours ahead of Oman. So even though I said good morning, it's actually in the early evening for myself, but it is springtime. And this is what it looks like at the moment. Beautiful Japanese blossom trees. These are our USPs. So as well as we're ranked in the top 1% of universities in the world, we're incredibly proud that we're New Zealand's top university for students' educational performance. This is a ranking that is done where we benchmark ourselves with New Zealand, Australian and UK universities, and it's the survey results from our current students, how they find studying at Otago. We have 14 residential colleges, and I'll talk about that, about our accommodation. They're based on the Oxford and Cambridge Collegial College accommodation system. And we also have a lot to do. We have over 150 clubs and societies, which I'll talk about. It's an incredibly safe campus, or even better is that we're ranked 194 in the world and the top 200 universities in the world. We have a long-standing agreement and MOU with the Omani government, who sends their government scholarship students to us. So you can see that even the Oman government thinks we're a very well-ranked university. We are famous for our health sciences, yet I say we're a very well-rounded university because we've got subject rankings in the top 50 to 100, not only in health science, but science, business, and humanities. And we're incredibly proud that we've also been ranked one of the 15 most beautiful campuses in the world by the Huffington Post and the Daily Times. So what can you study at Otago? All our departments are under 4 academic divisions. Many of the areas are interdisciplinary and they cross over multiple academic divisions as well. So first of all, our wonderful Otago Business School, which is ranked #1 for research in New Zealand and is internationally accredited with AACBS, CSB, I beg your pardon, and EQUIS. We have a range of subjects available for you to study, including the list that you see there. And basically our online MBA is ranked #1 in New Zealand, though you do have to be a postgrad to do that. So that's for the school counsellors out there or the parents. And our MBA is ranked in the top 10 in the world for our online MBA. As you can see, we have a number of majors available in our Bachelor of Commerce. So that's the official degree that you'll come out with, either a Bachelor of Commerce, majoring in different majors. But from 2022 onwards, we have a new Bachelor of Entrepreneurship, which is a 3-year degree. You can do double majors, you can do a major and a minor as well, and you can also take a minor from the other divisions of arts and sciences. Sciences. So here's our huge range of sciences. It's actually probably easier to tell you what we don't have. We do not have a school of engineering, nor do we have a school of veterinarian, but we basically have all these sciences. Otago is New Zealand's most science-intensive university. And while these are our academic departments, there are a large number of study areas in the sciences, including the STEM subjects like biology, mathematics. We also have majors in the areas of applied science, like environmental science and ecology. Not only do we have the state-of-the-art laboratory facilities, but we have the luxury of our environment where the university is situated, which also doubles up as your classroom. So in Otago, we have 4 hours away, alpine mountains, leading down through our countryside, down to the coast where the city is located. So if you're looking for hands-on experience in fieldwork, there is abundance of this in our science programs. Health sciences. Within New Zealand, we are New Zealand's first and oldest medical school, and we are the only dentistry school in New Zealand. We don't have direct entry into our professional programs. Instead, once you've completed your high school, you go into what we call health science first year. This is 1 year of compulsory 8 papers, and you are competing only with other international schools for a place into either dentistry, medical laboratory science, medicine, pharmacy, physiotherapy. So, for example, medicine is a 6-year course. First year is health science first year. If you get into the medical school, you've got another 5 years of study ahead of you, and your last year is full-time in a hospital around New Zealand. Dentistry is a 5-year degree, so your first year is health science first year. You apply for dentistry. If you get in, it's another 4 years of study. Mid-lab sci, medicine, pharmacy, 1 year of health science first year, and 3 years in those programs. We also have Bachelor of Biomedical Sciences. We have a Bachelor of Health Science, which would lead you to public health. Nursing is postgrad, plus we have 3-year dental technology and 3-year of oral health. These are all our majors. We have over 40 majors in the Bachelor of Arts. So that's the official degree you would come out of under humanities. And our humanities division is also home to a number of professional programs. We have the oldest school of law, and we have the oldest college of education, where you would go if you wanted to become a registered teacher in New Zealand. Humanities covers a broad range of social sciences and arts disciplines, offering a wide range of subjects. Many, again, are interdisciplinary. As I was explaining before, what makes Dunedin especially special for humanities is that we are a UNESCO City of Literature. We've also invested a lot of money, and we've basically just finished building a $26 million music building, which is home to some of the state-of-art recording studios. So our bachelor degrees, as I was explaining before, are based on the British model of our general Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Business or Commerce are 3 years. Honours is a 4th year, and you apply in your last year of your degree, and if you get the equivalent of B+, you can go on to honours. If you get first class honours, you can go straight onto a 3-year research PhD. Second class honours, you'd go into a 1-year research master's. Our double degrees, if you wanted to take a Bachelor of Arts and say Science, Bachelor of Science and Commerce, or Bachelor of Commerce and Science, these can be completed in 4 years. So they're they're condensed. There are a lot of papers to take, but that it is doable. And this is the type of thing that New Zealand employers have been asking us. So if you say did a Bachelor of Arts and Science, you would major say in psychology as your arts, and maybe in science you'd want to do computer science. Or maybe Bachelor of Arts, you want to do philosophy, and in science you want to do computer science, which would be great for like artificial intelligence. Undergraduate entrance requirements. As I know, the market tonight or this morning is basically the Indian market. We do take CBSE and CISE, and if you're in an Indian international school, you might have, it might be the same qualification, but it actually is named a little differently. So we need to see 75% and a minimum of 70 in English. If you get that, you don't need to sit IELTS or TOEFL. If you're doing an Indian State Board exam, average of 80%. And we also take IB, a minimum entry of 24, and A levels, a minimum numerical score of 8. Now, to get into medicine, this is university entrance, okay? To get into medicine and dentistry, I'd expect a higher grade from you, but we cannot stop you from going into health science first year if you've got a 75%, a 24, or A levels. We keep it really simple. There is no statement of interest. There are no SATs. We just take you on your academic requirement. There's no CV. We don't want to know that you've got a sporting scholarship or you are the head boy, etc., or head girl or whatever. It's all about basically an even playing field. If you've got university entrance, then you come into our university, and then you prove your academic worth to us and that you are prepared to compete to get into, say, law, medicine, dentistry. New Zealand is, I suppose, a little bit socialist, where we would like to allow any student, as long as they've got university entrance, to come into our universities. All universities in New Zealand are government owned, and there are 8 that you can choose from. And as I said before, the degree you come out with is recognised around the world. If you didn't get that university entrance, or if you're doing a local Oman high school matriculation, then you would come to our pathway program, which is our foundation studies certificate, and then gain university entrance and come in. We don't have diplomas, so you can't start our foundation study certificate and then go into second year. You must start in the first year of that degree. We also, if you're missing English language requirements, you can also do English for Otago or sit in IELTS through our language centre. Our foundation study certificate, our English for Otago, our IELTS is all taught online. We are offering for 2022 and 2023 the Vice Chancellor's Scholarship for International Students. As long as you accept the offer, you will be awarded $10,000, which goes towards a tuition rebate. It is for your first year only. There are other scholarships that you can apply once you're at Otago. There are health science scholarships for applying when you're in health science first year for the professional programs, and then other departments have scholarships as well. Tuition fees. This is another thing that we've got very good quality education, but with the exchange and also our tuition fees, it's a lot more reasonable than going to study in the US or the UK. These are basically the fees that are your first year of fees, ranging from 26,000 New Zealand dollars up to 36,000. Once you're in, say, dentistry or medicine, it is more than that. Accommodation. So I was explaining to you there's accommodation options for all sorts of students, whether you want self-catered, whether you want to be private, whether you want to live with other students, there's something for everyone. These are all our residential colleges, and these are the names of them. You can see in blue is the campus going into the centre of the city, and our colleges are basically dotted all around. If you're not in a college, then you're in the streets, flatting with other students, 1.5 kilometres. All the residential colleges, you get fully furnished, your own bedroom, 3 cooked meals a day, 7 days a week, and it's fine if you're vegan or vegetarian or got allergies. Free internet, free laundry, your room's clean for you once a week, and free tutorials in the evenings. University flats are little houses. Slang for us, we call them flats, and when you live with other students, they are your flatmates. They are fully furnished, and your rent per week includes your electricity, internet. You do your own cooking. We put a New Zealand student in each flat with you, and they will basically, introduce you to their friends, New Zealand culture, etc. In the residential colleges, we don't believe in fraternities or the other word, I just can't remember what it is. Instead, we also have women-only floors in all our colleges too. And you can have female-only flats and male-only flats. And then there's private flatting and homestay options as well. The cost of living, if you're in a residential college, is slightly higher than private sharing because you've got the collegial pastoral care, they put on activities, they put on the tutorials, and it's fully catered 7 days a week, 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. The private shared flatting, you're doing your own cooking. This amount is living costs for the whole year, and it also includes your medical and travel insurance, personal costs, say you need to get toiletries, buy some clothes, and also we've put together a little budget in case in the holidays you want to do some travelling with your friends. So life on campus and student support. There is so much to do being in a student city. We have our own student support officers in the international office. They become like your aunties. If you want to, we've got wonderful exchange and we've got partnerships around the world with our sister universities. So you could start at Otago and then you can apply to say maybe Berkeley, Dartmouth, Durham University, National University of Singapore. These are just a few. There's over 100 that you can apply to, and then you can do 1 or 2 semesters there, but you must come back and finish your degree at Otago, and you're only paying Otago fees while you're in the US or the UK or Europe, etc. Service and support, as I was saying, we're voted the best overall student experience at a New Zealand university. We have Career Development Centre, we have a visa and insurance team to help you, we have a disability information support. This is all free for you. We have the Student Learning Development Centre, which is free for all students, and that can help you with your study skills, writing and language, any stats and maths, etc. We also have wonderful Unipole and sports facilities completely free for you. That image just down there, that's our University Oval, and that's where you'll see the Otago Volts play cricket, the international matches. So India versus New Zealand or Pakistan will play there, and you can see how up close and personal you can be and see your superstars of the cricket world. We also have over 150 clubs and societies which are incredibly active, and they're all basically run by the students themselves. So we celebrate Holi, we'll be celebrating other Indian festivals, Diwali that's coming up this week. We have an annual Bollywood production and many events throughout the year. We also have the Careers Development Centre to help you before you graduate, putting together your CV, your cover letter, which will be different to maybe what you're used to, interview techniques, and they bring down all the big multinational companies to interview you and other students for internships, apprenticeships, and hopefully also our graduates for jobs up in Auckland, Wellington, and Australasia. So just because you're not in New Auckland doesn't mean that your finger isn't on the pulse within businesses, because our employers in New Zealand and Australia think very highly of Otago graduates, and so they will make the point to fly down to Dunedin to interview you. So we have lots of student activities and resources as well as study to help you with your graduate attributes, from audacious programs. We have an very entrepreneurial community in Dunedin, internship programs, guest lecturers, speakers, etc. We also have the Uni Buddy Ambassadors on our website, where you can actually talk to any of these students now and ask them all sorts of questions. I listened to Victoria yesterday and I want to know, how cold does it get in Otago? Can I get Indian food, etc. These are your basically going to be your mentors, your buddies, and they're more than welcome to speak to you. I'm now going to finish with another quick video showing you our campus, and then we can get into questions and answers.
I didn't really know much about Dunedin when I got here, so I've been really surprised about just like how beautiful it is. So many possibilities for recreation.
People help you get out of your comfort zone here. You're never really scared to do things because they're so friendly and welcoming.
Even if we are from some other country, they treat us as their own friends.
I feel like Dunedin has a lot of places where I can just feel at home.
And the teachers, they are so encouraging. Whenever we find some difficulty, it's so easy to approach them.
Otago University always focus on how to improve their teaching quality, and also they focus on the experience of the students. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Being at Otago, it feels like I'm at a world-class university.
Going to the lectures, I've learned more in this past semester than I've learned, I think, throughout all of college.
A lot of what I am being taught in class is in the same field that a lot of the professors are doing their own research, and that's been really cool.
Everyone is so onto it, and it's been really inspiring to be in the environment here.
The student life is so, it's so fun and easygoing.
Everyone just lives so close to the university, which makes it quite special.
I don't know, just Dunedin has something special about the atmosphere and the people that I really liked.
So thank you so much for listening to me. I've also put in the chat that if you'd like to book a one-on-one appointment with myself, I will be available. So please, not straight after, not today, but a little bit, I think in a week's time. So please feel free. I've also put in the chat the link to make any one-on-one bookings. So I'm now going to stop my share, and I'm going to look at the questions and hopefully be able to answer some of them. Thank you. Oh, you're just on mute at the moment.
Valued audience.
Manat not audible.
Thank you, Ma'am. It was truly an enriching and empowering presentation. Ma'am, may I now invite our moderator for this session, Ms. Kanchan, to share with you the questions raised by our valued audience.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Your presentation was quite extensive and most of the questions and concerns were answered, whatever our young attendees had. So I can see only 2 questions in the chat box. I would like to ask those.
Certainly.
Yes, ma'am. Does University of Otago have a department for aerospace engineering?
No, we don't. Actually, that's just the one program in New Zealand that not one of the 8 government universities actually has. Of course, you can always, universities have certain papers which they'll talk about. So at Otago, probably under the Department of Physics, would talk, bring in about sort of aerodynamics and things like that is where I'm going. But really, I'd say the US would be the best location for that. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. And the next question is, what are the possibilities of the New Zealand borders to be open for international students?
Sure. So at the moment, the borders are closed, and Immigration New Zealand, who processes student visas, they are still not processing. They're going to start they're going to look at processing February 2022. One thing I didn't highlight is that the main academic year in New Zealand, like Australia, is at the end of February and goes through till mid-October. So right now, our students are all in exams. They've got about 2 more weeks left. By about the 11th of November, they'll all be finished. Then it's a 3-month summer holiday, and then we won't see them until the end of February. The majority of our science and health science and all our health science programs, they have one intake, and that's at the end of February, or what we call semester 1. We are not teaching online our health, science and science programs next year. We've decided to make that decision because your parents are paying a lot of money, and we want to have your best experience possible. And because a lot of the health science, you've got the laboratories, and science programs, you've got the laboratories or the field trips. We don't think that's fair that you don't get to experience that, and especially with health science. If you're going to compete to get into medicine and dentistry or pharmacy, physiotherapy, that's not a fair playing field. So they're not going to be taught online. All our Bachelor of Commerce and some Bachelor of Arts will be taught online for 2022. And they've also got an intake for July. So there's two academic semesters. First semester is February, second semester is July, and you can come and start your business or arts then. We are really hoping that the borders will be open and we'll be welcoming international students by our second semester, which will be July. Basically, our government is wanting the population to be 2 vaccinations. We have the Pfizer in New Zealand to be up to 90%, and we are all getting there. Hopefully we'll get there by December, but then we still haven't got a clear understanding of what that means for students. Yes, we know that you'll have to be vaccinated. Yes, we know that you'll have to show a negative test before you board that plane, but they haven't produced yet what isolation will look like when you enter the country. If it's from a low-risk country, will you be able to just get to self-isolate at home? Will you have to self-isolate? Those are the questions our government hasn't released yet. So the answer to your question is hopefully we'll see you July 2022, but if it's health science or science, can't wait to see you in 2023.
Yes, ma'am. We hope that the borders are open soon. Thank you, ma'am, for your elaborate and substantial answer to those few questions which were raised by our attendees. And I'm sure you have left them inspired and with a drive to look for a chance to get admission or enrolled in your esteemed organization. And with this, they can also book one-on-one appointment, as we have posted the link again and again. So I would hand over to the compares Yes,
Can I
ma'am.
just
You want to say something?
yep,
Yes, ma'am.
just one. So definitely, if you're interested in coming and doing a MBCHB, so that's a Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery or a Bachelor of Dental Surgery, I'd definitely book a one-on-one with me, because then I can tell you in more detail of the odds of getting into the program, which are pretty good, especially with international borders being shut. What the odds are, and I can tell you more and more about the programs. But I'd also, if you're interested in business programs, if you're interested in the science or humanities, I'd love to speak to you one-on-one as well. And the career opportunities for you as well after New Zealand, after you've come out with a bachelor. And I just want to finish on happy Halloween to all the students out there. Be safe, and we would please think of New Zealand. It's a wonderful country. It's a safe country. It's a welcoming, friendly country to come and study. Thank you.
Ma'am, one more question has come up. Just
yes.
I'll ask
Yep.
you.
Fabulous.
Yes. Is there an option for computer science engineering along with AI or robotics?
Fabulous question, and I'm able to say yes to that. And computer science, IT, we've got a skills shortage. So graduates coming out of Otago and from other New Zealand universities too are snapped up. We've got the National Centre for Artificial Intelligence based at Otago. So you've got wonderful researchers here at Otago that can take you through that. We have software engineering, but so we have computer science, business data science, which is a skill shortage as well, information science, software engineering, and artificial intelligence. We also have the National Core, which is government gives us money to do research on gaming design as well. And Dunedin is the only gigatown in New Zealand. So we all get 1 gigabyte per second via fibre, and it's free for everyone. So there's a lot of IT computer startups. A lot have been very successful, and they've been bought out by, Silicon Valley and multinationals. There've been quite a few unicorns coming out of our city as well in IT. So you'd get to be part of that entrepreneurial spirit too, and maybe get your internship and apprenticeship in these wonderful startups too. So it's a great place to do your computer and IT and data business science, definitely. Yep.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now hand over to the compares to take forward the session.
Thank you, ma'am. We are truly grateful for your relevant, valued, and patient answers to all our queries. I'm sure the participants are enlightened and have got a true picture about the prospects available for them at your esteemed organization. Attendees, do remember to fill in the feedback form, which will be posted in the chat box and is also available on the official website www.avniaoman.com. And for those who are viewing us on YouTube, please refer to the description box for the link of the feedback form. As we have come to an end of this session, I reckon it a privilege to put my gratitude into words. It is my pleasure to propose the vote of thanks. On behalf of Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir, the organizing team, and the entire audience, let me first express a profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Sayed for the magnanimous benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora and the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty shower abundant blessings on His Majesty and this peaceful and prosperous country of our residence. We extend our heartfelt thanks to our eminent speaker, Miss Victoria McInerney from the University of Otago. Thank you, ma'am. The session was truly informative and enlightening. It opened up new vistas in front of us. Our deepest sense of appreciation and gratitude to Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Sultanate of Oman, and other valued members of the boards of Indian schools in Oman, and all other participating schools from across the globe, acclaimed officials from CBSE, distinguished guests from the Indian Embassy. Thank you, sirs and ma'ams, for your encouraging presence and guidance at all times. A sincere thanks to Mr. Alkesh Joshi, The President, Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir Management Committee, and other members of the committee for their overwhelming encouragement at all times.
I also wish to take this opportunity to express a heartfelt gratitude to our tower of strength and source of motivation, our principal, Mr. D.N. Rao, honorable principals of all the participating schools in MENA region, vice principals, assistant vice principals, coordinators, supervisors, and the entire teaching community of all the participating schools for their support, guidance, and active involvement. We are indeed grateful to our platinum sponsor, Studyco, gold sponsors, Jain Group of Institutions, Grey Matter Academics, Valor Institute of Technology, VIT, and Sri Ramchandra Institute of Higher Education. Bronze sponsors, Middle East College, Thapar University, Dallas Baptist University, and MIT World Peace University, Pune. Our digital partner, Spectrum, and our media partner, The Arabian Stories. I wish to thank each and every student and parent for their valuable presence in making this session of our Global Career Fair, Avenir 2021, a grand event. An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. My earnest and heartfelt thank you to my ISWK team behind the scene, working tirelessly and making Avenir 2021 a tangible reality. Last but not the least, I thank Almighty God for making this session a great success. Thank you all. See you soon in the upcoming sessions. We have a workshop by Studyco on visas and GTE information. Then we have a talk by Miss Mariam Said Al-Kazmi titled A Sustained Future for the Mother Earth and Related Career Opportunities. Miss Hana Al-Hanai, workshop on personal money management, and presentation by Manipal University at the same time, 10:45 to 11:30 GST. As this is the last day of the Global Career Event, Avenir 2021, you all are welcome to join the valedictory function at 7 p.m. GST today. Take care and buckle up for the upcoming sessions. Dear audience, you are reminded to fill in the feedback form which has been posted in the chat box. Those who are viewing us on YouTube, please fill in the feedback form which has been posted in the description box. Once again, take care. Signing off your compares for the session, Manat and Joe.